Welcome to our video today, where we're going to tackle a common issue that many Android developers have been facing with the latest updates. If you've recently upgraded your app to target Android 14 and use .NET 8 as your development framework, you may have noticed that Foreground Service notifications are no longer appearing as expected. This is a critical issue for apps that rely on these notifications to communicate important information to their users. In this video, we'll dive into the possible reasons behind this behavior and provide a step-by-step explanation of how to resolve it. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what's causing the problem and how to fix it. So why are Foreground Service notifications not appearing in Android 14 when using .NET 8? To understand this issue, let's break down the components involved. A foreground service is a type of service that runs in the foreground and provides a notification to the user, indicating that the app is running and performing some operation. When you target Android 14 and use .NET 8 as your development framework, there are changes in how notifications are handled. One of these changes involves the way notifications are displayed for services that run in the background or foreground. To display a foreground service notification, you need to ensure that you've properly configured your service to provide a notification channel and also handle the changes introduced by Android 14. The first step is to verify that your app has declared the necessary permissions in its manifest file and that it's targeting the correct SDK version. Once you've confirmed this, you can focus on configuring your foreground service. When creating the foreground service, make sure you're passing a valid notification object that includes the required notification channel information. This is crucial for displaying notifications correctly in Android 14.0. Now, let's consider an example to illustrate how these changes impact your code. Suppose your app needs to display a notification when it starts a foreground service to perform some data synchronization operation. In this case, you would create a notification object with the necessary channel information and then pass this object to the foreground service constructor. However, simply passing the notification object is not enough in Android 14 using .NET 8. You need to ensure that your app handles the changes introduced by the new SDK version correctly. This means handling any exceptions that may occur when displaying notifications due to compatibility issues between different versions of the Android OS and adapting your code accordingly. By understanding these concepts and implementing them in your foreground service, you should be able to resolve the issue of foreground service notifications not appearing in Android 14 using .NET 8. To recap, here are the essential aspects to remember when dealing with foreground service notifications in Android 14 using .NET 8. 1. Verify that your app has declared the necessary permissions and targets the correct SDK version. Ensure proper configuration of your foreground service, including passing a valid notification object with the required notification channel information. Handle changes introduced by Android 14 to ensure compatibility between different versions of the OS.1. By following these, you should be able to resolve any issues related to foreground service notifications in your app and provide a seamless user experience for your users. That's it for today's video on resolving the issue of foreground service notifications not appearing in Android 14 using .NET 8. .NET 8 .NET 8. If you have any questions or need further clarification, please leave a comment below. If this video has helped you resolve the issue, Be sure to like and subscribe for more content related to Android development and other programming topics. We'll see you in our next video.